Hi, AB Calculus. These are some additional slope field examples. They may or may not be called example 5 or example 6 because sometimes year after year I change the heading, but we're in unit 7 slope field, and here we go. Shown below is a slope field for which of the following differential equation? Explain your reasoning for each of the choices below. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick a point to test out in each of these choices. So what would be an easy point that you can tell that what the slope of this is? So if I pick this point over here, I'm really not sure what that slope is. Is it 5? Is it 6? It's really steep. But what's a point where you see, let's see, this counts up to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you see this point right here? Tell me what that slope is. Isn't that slope? So at the point, well, what's the actual point? The point is 0, 1. The slope equals 1. So we're going to do process of elimination, okay? And we're going to plug in this coordinate point to see which of these would give us that slope. It's multiple choice. This is one way to do it. There's a couple other ways. But here we go. X times y. 0 times 1, does that equal 1? No, 0 times 1 is 0, so we get to cross off A. Okay, 0 times 1 is 0 minus 1. So we would have 0 minus 1. 0 minus 1 is negative 1, but what slope did we see? We saw a positive 1, so we're going to cross off B. This would be 0 plus 1 is 1. Okay, so C is a possibility. This would be 0 plus 0 equals 0, but that's not a 0 slope. That's a positive 1 slope, so it can't be D. All right, this one says 0 plus 1 cubed equals 1, and that's what we need. So we're between C and E, and that's pretty good for our first go around. Now let's try a different point. Let's try negative 1, 1. So negative 1, 1 gives us a slope of 0. And I don't have any magic. I'm just doing easy ones that I know the slope of. So let's try this. Where are we? In C. Negative 1 times 1 is negative 1 plus 1. That equals 0. So that works. And then here, negative 1 plus 1 cubed equals 0. Which 0 cubed, which is 0. Okay, so those both work. Let's try this one. Let's negative 2 up 1. Okay, so here we are. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2 plus, oh, we didn't talk about the slope. The slope here is negative 1. Negative 2 plus 1, the y value is 1, equals negative 1. So C works. Let's look at E. E, what x value are we plugging in? We're plugging in negative 2, and we're adding 1 to get negative 1 cubed, which equals negative 1. Okay, all of these are working. So where should I go? We should go, let's go somewhere different, and I'm running out of pen colors. Let's see here. Let's try this point. This is 1, negative 1, and what's the slope there? Negative 1. Okay, let's try it in C. X times y is negative 1 plus y, negative 1. Okay, negative 1 plus negative 1 is negative 2, and now I wonder, oh my gosh, could that be a negative 2 slope? And this is actually a negative 1. I'm wondering that. So this is a question mark. Let's look at E. E, I'm plugging in x equals, what's our x equals? Our x is equal to 1 plus 1 cubed. Oh, finally, we're going to get it. 1 plus 1 is 2. And then 2 cubed is 8. Is this a slope of 8? No. So finally we get to cross off E, and C is the answer. The other way to do it is you could take the antiderivative of these and see what curve this matches, but this is actually hyperbolic, it's a hyperbola, which you haven't had a lot of practice with. So to take the antiderivative of all 5 of these might be a lot of work, and then it might not match. All right, let's go on to the next one. Consider the differential equation dy over dx equals x over y to answer the following questions. On the axis below, sketch a slope field for the equation. You ready? Get set. Do you want to make a table or do you want to do it in your head? That is up to you. -2, -1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then -1, -2, -3. So, are we ready? X, Y. I'm going to make a table and then I'm going to see if I can do it in my head after a little practice. So, the coordinate points should be able to do this part very quickly. We don't want to waste time on setting up a little table like this. But so just do it quickly. Okay, so we're going to take the x value and divide the y value. So the x value is -2, divide by y, -2/3. -2 divided by 2 is -1. -2 divided by 1. Oh, okay, we finally get our -2 divided by 0 is undefined, which means you don't draw a slope there. -2 divided by -1 is +2. Negative divided by negative, and then negative divided by negative. So that's our first little set. I'm going to go over here and draw them. So the first point goes down 2 and to the right 1, 2, 3. So it needs to be drawn in this direction, pointing towards this point. The next point is -1, so that needs to be just the 45-degree angle here. -2 would be down 2 over 1. So starting here, pointing in this direction, but just a mini slope. Undefined means you don't draw it. And then we go to positives. So now we're going up 2 over 1 to draw that. Then a +1 slope. And then up 2 over 3. So I'm aiming at this point, starting here. All right, that's our first one. I'm going to try this row in my head, okay? So x, it's x divided by y. X is -1 and y is 3. So that's going to be a -1 over 3, 1, 2, 3, a -1/3 slope. -1 divided by 2 is a -1 over 2 slope. -1 divided by 1, a -1 slope. -1 divided by 0 is undefined, don't draw it. -1 divided by -1 turns positive. -1 divided by -2 is a +1/2. -1 divided by -3 is a +1 up 1 over 1, 2, 3. So I'm aiming that way. All right, we did pretty good for not making a table. Let's keep going. 0 divided by 3 is 0. 0 divided by 2, 0 divided by 1, 0 divided by 0 is undefined. 0, 0, 0. And here we go with 1. Now we have 1 divided by 3, but it's positive. So for this one, we're going to go up 1 and over 3. 1, 2, 3, and aim in that direction over there. 1 divided by 2, up 1 over 2. 1 divided by 1. 1 divided by 0 is undefined. 1 divided by -1. 1 divided by -2 would be a -1/2 slope. 1 divided by -3, a -1/3 slope. So the previous ones we did were kind of easy. You could kind of see a pattern. But this one, even though there is a pattern, pretty much every single one is different. And you need to think about that. But there is a pattern on the diagonal here and on the diagonals here. So this one, this is a +1, 1, 1. 2 divided by 2 is also 1. And 2 divided by -2 would be a -1 slope, like that. But then the others, the fractions, I need to think about. Okay, this one would be 2 divided by 3, so I need to go up 2 over 3. 1, 2, 3. So I'm aiming out there a little bit. But this one's up to 1, 2 over 1. So I'm going to aim here. This would be down to 1, 2 over 1. And then this would be down 2 over 3. Okay. When I'm grading these, what I'm going to be looking for is the difference between your slope of 2 and 1/2. So your slope of 2 is going up. It's greater than 45 degrees. And your slope of 1/2 is less than 45 degrees, because a slope of 1 is exactly 45 degrees. And then the negatives also. So that's what I'll be looking for when I'm grading your slope fields. Yes, you will do this, and yes, it will be graded. So after that, you're going to do your practice. So I think that's it for this video. I thought we had more, but nope, that's it. Okay, 2 little examples. Hope you understood. Thanks for watching. Bye.